Hey guys, it's Jerem Hero Metal Music Meltdown back with another video. What do you have for today, guys, is the next installment of my top 10 hard rock / metal albums of each year. And at this stop, we're doing 1983. I started in 1970, the birth of heavy metal, and working my way through till present date. And if you haven't seen my other videos, definitely check in the playlist. The 1970s, I did just the top 5. There's a playlist for the 1970. And then when I got into 1980s, I did top 10. I bumped it up. And so there's also a separate playlist for 1980s as well, which I'll add this video to. And also at the end of the video, I'll post a couple links to the previous years if you ever got a chance to check those out if you're interested. So let's jump right in, guys. This is 1983. The top 7 I chose from this, I knew came to my mind right away from this year, especially the top 5 for sure popped in my head right away. And then when I dove a little deeper into what came out this year, number 6 and 7 came up right away. But the bottom 3, 7, 8, and 8, 9, and 10, I just kind of picked albums I like, but there's other albums I almost like just as much, but I couldn't put them all in, obviously. But the other ones will come out in the honorable mentions before I name number 1. So let's just go through quickly, guys. I don't want the video to be too long. All I'm going to do is name the album and my top 3 tracks from that album, and just kind of go through it quickly, and I'll name the honorable mentions before I name the number 1. So at number 10, I have Saxon's Power and the Glory. Great new wave of British heavy metal band. My favorite tracks from this album would be the title track, Power and the Glory, Warrior, and probably Watching the Sky. And at number 9, I have Quiet Riot with Mental Health, and my cat's coming to photobomb the video again. So Quiet Riot, Mental Health, probably their most successful album to date. It's my favorite from Quiet Riot, so I wanted to put it on the list. Favorite songs, they have Mental Health, of course, Come On Feel the Noise, the 2 big singles. And aside from that, I would put Run for Cover, I believe, as number 3. And at number 8, I'm going to put Def Leppard's Pyromania. A huge album from them. I'm not sure how many albums it's sold, but it's in the millions. I think 10 million plus. It's probably my favorite Def Leppard album, either this one or High and Dry. My 3 favorite tracks from this album, I would say Rock of Ages, Too Late for Love, and Coming Under Fire, I would say would be the 3rd one. And at number 7, I put Thin Lizzy's Thunder and Lightning. It's their final album. It's my favorite Thin Lizzy album. It's the heaviest by far. Love this album. In terms of tracks, I would select the title track, the opener, Thunder and Lightning, The Sun Goes Down, and Cold Sweat. Love this album. It's very heavy for Thin Lizzy, and I just love how it sounds. Perfect way to end their career. And at number 6, I have Grim Reaper's debut, See You in Hell. Very iconic album cover. And for the 3 songs, I would pick the title track, See You in Hell, Dead on Arrival, and Now or Never. And at number 5, I would pick the debut album from the Mighty Slayer, Show No Mercy. Favorite tracks from this album, Black Magic, Tormentor, and I guess The Antichrist, I would say. There's so many good albums on this album, or songs on this album, I should say. The whole album's really good, but I'll pick those 3. And at number 4, I have the mighty Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind, one of their best albums. Iron Maiden's first 7 albums are all masterpieces, in my opinion. This is their 4th. For favorite album or favorite songs, The Trooper, I definitely have to put in there. It's one of the greatest metal songs of all time. It's so good. I never get sick of it. Flight of Icarus is really good too. And for the last one, I'll pick Revelations. And at number 3, I have Metallica's debut, Kill 'Em All. One of the iconic albums again. Metallica was the band that got me into metal, like many people. And this debut is so raw and crunchy. I just love it. Hit the Lights, Seek and Destroy for sure, and probably the Four Horsemen. My three favorite tracks, but there's so many good ones on there. Jump in the Fire, Motor Breath, etc. Whiplash. So much good stuff on that album. And at number 2, again, another debut album from Merciful Fate. Love this album. It's so iconic and classic. I knew this was going to be up in my top 2 or 3 for sure, with the songs Evil, Satan's Fall, and the title track Melissa. Fucking love this album. Merciful Fate's amazing. King Diamond's voice takes a little bit to get used to, but I think I prefer Merciful Fate material a little bit more than King Diamond's solo stuff. But really good album. I love this album. And before I get to the number 1, I'm just going to look at the list here for the releases from this year alphabetically, just to name some that I kind of looked at that didn't quite make the list. And like I said, the 8, 9, and 10 spots were albums I do really like, but there's other albums I almost like equally, but I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't put them all. One is AC/DC, Flick of the Switch. I love that album. It's one of AC/DC's heavier albums, really good. Let's see here. Armored Saint had their self-titled EP that year. Rebel Yell by Billy Idol's a good one. Black Sabbath, Born Again was one that was kind of creeping out the bottom of the list. Didn't quite make it. It's really good. There's also Diamond Head, Canterbury's really good. Kiss had Lick It Up that year. Helix had No Rest for the Wicked. Let me see here. Europe had their self-titled. That was another one that was kind of on my radar. Didn't quite make it. Love that album. It's pretty good. Manowar had Into Glory Ride. Another really good album. I love the first 3 Manowar albums that didn't quite make the list. And Molly Hatchet had No Guts, No Glory. Really good stuff. Motley Crue had Shout at the Devil. It's okay. Motorhead had Another Perfect Day. Fucking love Motorhead, as you can see. But that one didn't quite make my list. It's not one of my favorite Motorhead albums. And let me see if there's anything else here quickly. Saxon we named. Savatage, Sirens was another big one that didn't quite make the list. Satan's Court in the Act is another one. And Riot, Born in America was released this year as well. Ravens, All for One was in this year. This self-titled EP from Queensryche was in that year as well. And Ozzy Osbourne, Bark of the Moon was one that barely did make the list. Tank, new wave of British heavy metal band, again, This Means War, another good album. Triumph had Never Surrender. There's a lot of good stuff this year. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it from what I saw. And for the number 1, guys, I had to put it here. Ronnie James Dio's solo debut, Holy Diver. One of the most iconic metal records of all time. I love this album. I listen to it weekly for sure, at the very least. Standout tracks. I love the whole album, but Stand Up and Shout, the title track, Holy Diver, Straight Through the Heart, and probably Rainbow in the Dark. I love those 4. Gypsy's really good too, but for a deeper cut, Straight Through the Heart is arguably might be one of my favorite Dio songs, if not my favorite. It's really good. And like I said, Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver, Rainbow in the Dark, just classic metal songs. Such good songs. So yeah, that's my top 10, guys. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you enjoyed the content, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this and go through my journey going through each year, definitely hit that subscribe button down below and join the Metal Music Meltdown family. And if there's any albums I missed from this year that you really enjoy, please let me know in the comments. And like I said, at the end of the video here, I'll pop up a couple links for the previous years, so you can check them out if you want, just to see what I picked. And also check out the playlist for the other years I've done, starting in 1970. And until next time, guys, keep it metal.